Alright, this is the first time I've made any type of follow-up video in years. My biggest concern and takeaway from this whole thing is, why is it every time we have a serious discussion when it comes to black progression, y'all on the most vulnerable parts of our community? Out here sounding like Bill Cosby in '08, talking about you just gotta figure it out and the problem is you. Why do y'all hate single mothers? Can we unpack that? Why is it that everyone got to take for young black men, but don't nobody want to talk to young black men? Why is it that everyone got their 2 cents to get their licks in, but don't ever want to actually interact with the community on that level? Because if we being real about the situation, this whole conversation about black men not going to college should have really been an indicator of where the education system is going. Mind you, the statistic is based on HBCU enrollment. Men in general aren't going to college anymore. Not as often, but nah. Y'all rather take the time and your chance to talk about the men in your life that you find to be losers. You know how many times I done seen my little brother, my older brother, my uncle, in these damn comment sections? You want to know the solutions educationally? Alternative education. Providing them tutor programs. Providing them after school programs from an early damn age. Black Panthers provided us free and reduced lunch, but the job wasn't done there. These young single mothers need help. We are about to enter probably the worst recession we've seen since '08, probably worse than that. And y'all want to take y'all time to talk about baby mama politics to make yourself feel good. That's what really makes me frustrated about these readings about what's better for the black community. Is it what's better for the black community or what's better for you? I feel like a lot of y'all don't look past the readings of institutional racism and oppression past how it affects you. Once we start talking about what's wrong with the education system and how we as a community got to do better, there are so many grassroots solutions that I am so willing to talk about. My first video I made is literally linking so many articles and documents and historical information of just black progression in general and things getting in the way of it. Institutionally, you know what affects our culture the most more than us? What we live within. There's this corny Jay-Z quote. He says, like, they talk about how we like crabs in the buckets, but crabs don't belong in the bucket. They never told you that. Lame bar, but he right. We don't belong in these situations. The elitist part of this community kick in the back when those are the people that are gonna want for change. Every time I hear a suburban motherfucker talk about the revolution, they like, oh yeah, we just gotta wait till those YNs decide. You don't give a damn about them. Talk about how they scared of their life for folks that's 4 years younger than them. You view them the same way the police do. If you want things within a system to do better, then first of all, the system's gotta change. Something's gotta be abolished, something's gotta be reformed. If you scared of that revolution or whatever, that's what's gotta be done. And you know who are gonna be the main proponents of that? The people that y'all constantly kick the back in all the time. The people who, whenever the unemployment rate goes down and we see those few numbers of people die, we see a mortality rate rise, those are the people that y'all decide to make fun of.
Well, the thing about black people is the ability to identify where the problem is, but not finding the solution for the problem and find a reason why we need to run in every other situation. And that's the difference between us and the other races. Let's just be honest. We find problems and we don't find the exact solution, or we find the exact solution, but we do not implement those solutions. If you've noticed, we have great ideas, we have great philosophies, we have great inventions, or we have great things that we need to explore, but instead of doing that, we rant about it without providing the exact solutions, the exact support we need. I really do think, yes, majority of the things that he said is very true but I think it's sort of like that victim mentality that black people have is what is actually holding them down. Just not deny, like, there's a great portion of black Americans or black people who have seen a great portion of success. Some people might see it like they have not tasted that success, like the people that have attained that level of success have not shared it with them. But it also emanates from hard work, discipline. One thing we know about a good portion of the population is that so many people do not want to work hard for it. So many people do not want to lock in, and they just wanna sit and be given instead of going out there and take it. Focusing on a goal, like trying to set goals that will lead you to achieve those goals in the long run. That's something Black people really need to work on. Well, it's gonna be an interesting discussion. It's a build up for the April 5th protest and the reason why Black people will not be attending, and also trying to understand our culture and what we face in our culture. So it's an interesting open debate. I hope all of you are gonna be open to this sort of interaction, and the videos used in this section, credits belongs to them. The names and tags are embedded in the video, so you're gonna check their TikTok content. Let's just head straight into the video.
Just a reminder to my fellow white people, you are not an ally if Black men and Black women are telling you that they are not going to protest on April 5th because it will put their lives in harm's way, and you throw a tantrum saying, oh, we all have to work together. Shouldn't we all come together? We the people. Don't you care about the future, about the children, about the time to come together was at the election. We failed them. So now their rest is their resistance, and they are staying home and staying safe as they should, because their lives are too precious to put on the line. And what would cost me and people who look like me getting yelled at, or at the worst tear gas, which isn't likely, would cost them their physical lives. And they've already been giving those lives for centuries in this country for all the rights that we enjoy. So it is our turn to step up and to speak up. And honestly, if you're telling them that they should go to that protest, you're an op and not an ally.
I watched my daddy pay all the bills all my life. Even when I went to college, he was paying all my bills and his bills. So you expect me to not expect you to pay all the bills? Be for real.
I just made a video saying women get more support than Black men when it comes to going to college. Most men are left to figure it out on their own, right? She just said her daddy paid all her bills while she was in college. He got her through college. Without that safety net, you're not going to be able to go to college. Must I repeat myself? I literally just said that. It's not many people out here doing that for their male sons. People really aren't doing that in the Black community. Women won't sit here and put a man through school. But a man will put their wife or daughter or girlfriend, hold them down with their blue-collar job, and put them through school. They will support them. But who's going to do it in return for a Black man? Nobody. As soon as you turn 18, 19 years old as a Black man, you have to handle it on your own. Huh? Yeah, you can take out loans, of course. But who's going to feed you? How are you going to feed yourself as a full-time student? Who's going to pay all your bills? And you have no qualifications and nothing as a Black man. Nobody. Fuck what she was talking about in her video about a young man paying all her bills. Fuck what she's talking about. Let's get on track. It's not happening. As a man, period, nobody's coming to save you, but men save women all the time. Why aren't Black men going to college? Nobody can save us unless we're on scholarship for a full ride scholarship. We're playing a sport.
For those of you protesting today, for those of you who may not be aware of some of the ways that protests are disrupted by their opposition, I would like to make you aware of some of the things that are coming out of the White House. Today, the press secretary made it a point to say that no protest, no gathering, no basically nothing was going to convince the president to change his mind on his legislation. There was also another report saying that a Washington staffer came out to the press and specifically said Donald Trump does not give a f. His I don't give a f are at an all-time high. I want people hearing these stories to know these are signs of rage bait, okay? There are absolutely going to be people looking to turn what is trying to be expressed by the people, okay? The actual message trying to be expressed by the people into violence. Now, y'all know we ain't gonna be out there, all right? We ain't gonna be out there so that they can't turn this into a whole thing like what they turned it into back in 2020. But just be aware that they will still try. All right? Y'all will probably be out there, especially in some of the biggest cities. You're going to see cameras, you're going to see news crews, and you're going to notice that none of them are recording anything at all for a good portion of the protests. When there's music playing, when there's joy, when people are giving speeches, when it's uplifting, when there's hope, you ain't going to see nobody filming anything from a major news network. But as soon as things take a turn, them cameras are going to come out. All right. They are going to look for the shots that they need. They'll send them all the way up the pipeline to whatever station needs to get them, and they will flip the whole story into something that it absolutely is not. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys should know these things beforehand. You should also know that this is a sign that they are definitely afraid of what's going to happen. They are afraid of the people's voices coming together and speaking out collectively. So remember that while you're out there, you already have the leverage, okay? Don't give any to the other people.
Well, that is an incredible or great insight from that guy, by the way, because that's what the media has been doing all over and over again. Like, we just know the media and how they spin the narratives, and it's so easy to convince people who are watching from home or people who are not present in such protests or such events, and also they can influence people outside the world just to believe a narrative that fits them. That's what the media is. So people need to be careful, especially in topics that they want to push out there or in things that they want to really invest their time and energy in. The media is usually as cunning as the fox. Also, to talk about black excellence, like, it's not a lie that black people have to pass through some things in order to go to college, especially when they have to work hard to get scholarships in form of sports, in form of creativity, maybe in engineering, STEM projects. But also, let's not deny that excellence, or let's say academic brilliance or excellence, is also another thing that we need to look at. It's not also fair that white American or any other race who have scored the same GPA or same points as a black person, that a black person need to be prioritized. I do really believe in equality in form of merits too, because you might not know also that these people from other races are also facing some of the things that you people are facing. I just do think that everyone should be given a right environment in order for them to excel in whatever field they are pursuing. That's what will inspire peace, harmony, and excellence, and the nation to just spiral forward.
I don't give a if we all get money if there's no collective action attached to it. The number one thing that I dislike when we get money is how we go spend it with white people. I made a video about this before, actually yesterday or a couple days ago, but I'm doubling down on it because I didn't really feel like my energy was really felt in that video. I don't really care if the goal of everybody is to get an extra $2,000 a week. If we're going to spend $2,000 a week extra with Gucci, Louis Vuitton, BMW, Lamborghini, I don't give a damn. I don't care. Every time I speak on this app, period, I'm coming from a revolutionary standpoint. I'm coming from a communal standpoint. I know my language in the beginning of the video didn't sound like it, but I am a very Christian and godly man. And I care about community, I care about black people, and I care about what's right. And I care about our change because I feel like we've been marginalized for way too long. And I think that it's time to change that. So I don't give a damn if everybody get rich if we're not going to do nothing together with it. Because if everybody get rich individually and we don't do nothing, we're going to be in the same position that we're in right now. There will never be no change if we don't ever do anything collectively. So, you know, it always makes me feel uneasy when we always want to go take trips to European countries, white nations, move to white neighborhoods, raise our black children in these white private schools, white public schools, and raise them away from our own, because what do we think they're going to do when they grow up? When the first 16 years of their life, they ain't been around black kids for longer than 2 hours. So I'm fully black, and I believe in black power. I believe in black wealth. And that is what I'm pushing for with everything that I do. And I try to make that evident in the videos that I make, but I feel like this one, the message is a little bit more clear. And that's the purpose of the social club that I'm building. That's the purpose of the brand that I'm building. That's the purpose of a lot of my life. I pray for this. I ask God to do his will unto the world through me. And I ask him to purify me as a vessel to use me to do his will unto the world. And this is the message, or part of the message, that he has given me. So I'm being faithful, and yeah, I'm here. So yeah, I don't give a damn if we all gonna get money if we not gonna do nothing together. I don't care. We should be buying back the hood. We should be buying back the block and not going to live with high-ass HOA fees and around white people that's going to call the police on us for having a cookout. And I don't dislike white people, but I just really, really love black people. I do. So, group economics, black power, black wealth, black love, that's what I care about. And God. So, let's get it.
I have a theory as to why Black British people and people from around the diaspora disrespect Black Americans so openly and so willingly, and say things based in misinformation and just fallacies with their whole chest. I obviously this week shared the conversation I had with my friend Tope talking about Black Brits versus Black Americans. I posted it on Instagram, and Instagram, the energy on there is always way different than TikTok. But one of my friends who's Nigerian, who grew up in Brooklyn, who has babies with Black Americans, called me today and we had a discussion about it. And he made a comment that said the following: Black American culture is an amalgamation of Caribbean culture, European culture, and African culture. And I said, Black American culture is not Caribbean culture. It is the culture that developed here over 500 years at the same time the cultures in Latin America and the Caribbean developed. To say that Black American culture is the same as Black British culture without the slavery aspect gave me a foresight into how they think. You cannot separate the slavery in America and say the culture is the same, because Black Americans exist in America because of slavery the same way Caribbean people and Latin American people exist in the region because of slavery. Like what?
I'm not gonna say anything about that. I'm gonna leave you guys to judge by whatever he said. I'm not gonna say anything. But my viewpoint is, yes, oppression is such a bad thing, and it makes people have a certain mindset that is not adorable at all. For instance, the guy said it's really bad to see people excel individually instead of collectively. Well, in a realistic world, that's exactly what is happening right now, and I think that is what Black people or Black culture is trying to figure out. A way in which everybody goes to the top. Is it realistic? Absolutely not. Can it be achieved? Well, maybe, maybe not. And what's the reason for that? This is because, unity is very hard to achieve for those people who have really been oppressed for a very long time, that their mentality has stuck to that point where they feel they have been wronged and that there's nothing that can change the fact that they have been wronged. If a mentality of not giving a fuck starts to be instilled in these people, do you know that this can actually change? I think that is what the Black culture in America really needs to incorporate within them, and if they do that, it's really going to bear fruits in the long run. But let's just face the truth here. So many people want to win. Even the speakers who have been featured here, some of them would really want to excel individually and would not even uplift some of the other creators. That's a fact. And if we try to eradicate that in this journey of trying to figure out what Black culture can do in order to excel together, then I think the goal can be achieved in the long run. Let me know what you think in the comment section down there below, and what the speakers or the debaters that have been featured in the video today said are true. Do you think Black excellence can be achieved, or do you think the Black culture can figure it out at long last? Let me know in the comment section down there below. If you like this type of videos, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for this video. Consider subscribing to the channel, turn on post notifications so that you may not miss my next video. Let me see you in the next upload. Peace out.